Our story begins in the southernmost base of the mighty Himalayas. Here, there's fresh air, clean water, and perhaps closer and nearer to the abode of the Creator. Poumai is blessed with a good health and colorful life, lived in the Senapati district of Manipur and Phek district of Nagaland. Poumais today is one of the major tribes of Manipur, with a total population of about 1.5 lakh. Poumais in many simple ways make life charming. Playing together is just one way of strengthening the ties. Poumais live in around 80 different villages. The villages are usually big, housing about 400 to 1,000 houses. Poumais regard house as a living being. The house has horns, eyes, and other ornamental carvings. Every Poumai house is believed to be presided by a benevolent deity known as Kirako. The house of wealthy Poumai is adorned with the motifs of buffalo heads. These treasure skulls of wild animals identify the hunter's house, while a warrior's house is carved with human heads. In a Poumai village, the king's house constitutes the focal point. Each engraved figures tell a myth or a legend of the village. For instance, the curved tiger conveyed the successful tiger hunt by the villagers, whereas the fertility and unity of the villagers is depicted by hanging plantain fruits. From the mountains of Poumai oozes out the three major rivers, Iril, Laini, and Barak. Poumai village is a republic, offering opportunity to all the male adults to take responsibility in the governance of the village. In a Poumai village, the experience and wisdom of the elders are honored in the decision-making process and its implementations. Poumais fondly domesticate animals. A Poumai home is a place where varied life throve together harmoniously. Pigeons, a symbol of grace and beauty, is an added attraction to Poumai homes. To the Poumais, forest serves as a chief provider of the daily needs. Be it a raw material, fruits, vegetables, firewoods, and others. Poumai runs a well-organized home. Household responsibilities are shared. However, major chunk of domestic chores are handled by the women folk. Every Poumai village boundary is well demarcated with a benchmark of hill ranges, river courses and catchments. Privately owned land and community-owned land constitute the village territory. Every villager has the right to enjoy the benefits of the community-owned land individually or collectively. With the first sign of rain and the sound of thunder, the agriculture-loving Poumais hurry to the paddy fields. Torrential downpours hasten the Poumais in preparing the fields, ready for transplantation. A family of men, women and animals are equal partners in this first stage of field operation. Time will only tell how trustworthy each of them will contribute to the progress and the success of the year. Poumai women fish in the fields. Having spent most of the time in the fields, they know where there will be fish. In this common activity with a common purpose, they hunt and chase till they round up the fish in the triangular formation. Paddy is the principal crop of Poumais. Paddy cultivation begins with a festival. Poumai call it Poki. The lively paddy sapling change plays from the beddings of nursery to the ready paddy fields. The night of the Poki beckons everyone for a treat of Poumai's strength and skill of wrestling. The host youths courageously accept the challenges posed by the neighboring villages in this test of manliness. The honor of the night is reserved for the most deserving grappler. The merriment of Poki extends to another day and to another place, from the arena to the paddy fields. It's a day when young lads in age group roam from field to field, helping in plantation. However, the field where the beautiful girls are working gets maximum attention of the young Romeos. The honor of the day is showered upon the most beautiful girl. Poumais take delight in collecting the cow dung, which helps in manuring the paddy fields. Cattle are prized assets of the Poumais households. The wealthiness of the Poumai is counted with the heads of the cattle owned. Every cattle are led out of the village into the meadows for grazing. Poumai's dogs have trim ears and tails. In the Poumai world, it is the rich and wealthy who are engaged in herding the cattle. Pasturing work is done by every cattle owners by taking turns. Poumais have reciprocating ties with the cattle. The well-being of the cattle determine well-being of the Poumais family. As such, Poumai's emotional attachment and affection with the cattle will continue to grow with its season. The fall of the evening brings every resident back home. The little swallows too love to make their homes at Poumai's home. Another month passes by. Poumais are in the fields again for another activity. The crops are growing healthy, and with each round of weeding by the gentle caressing touch of the hands will quicken the growth further. Half the day work is done. A moment of refreshing rest is taken to complete the other half. Poumai's calendar year is filled with festivals related to agriculture. Each season comes along with new festivity. Poumai celebrate Lona festival just after the completion of the paddy plantation, most probably in the month of July. Lona makes the dormitory boys and girls flavor with festive mood. Boys and girls of respective dormitories firewood of all the trees. Poumai's dormitory institution has enormously shaped the development of an individual and his or her relationship in the society. Quite often, the dormitory institution offers the social platform where boys and girls are freely mingling with each other, be it at work or at play. Here, the finely chopped, skinned off and splitted firewood are creatively arranged in front of the house where the dormitory is hosted. Lona has come. Poumai's boys are all set to flame up the celebration. Dormitory boys and girls lavishly enjoy the day by competing with the corresponding dormitories in various indigenous games, songs and dances. The owner heralds the time for marriage proposal and engagement in the village. Time ticks on, change is felt everywhere. Poumai's fields are now turned from green to yellowish. Turning to the woods, the trees are looking inviting and enticing with ripened fruits. A real invitation to the migratory birds to visit again. Taking advantage of the nature's place, Poumai's boys set up trap. It's a watch and wait game to catch the birds. The cod birds surely provide additional nutrition values to the kitchen menu. During the lean agricultural season, Poumai man switched to new activity. Many of the essential household articles are met with these leisure time works. Thus, Poumai's artistic ability are expressed through bamboo and cane works. Fishing and hunting is a common activity when Poumais are not engaged in agricultural works. Indigenous ways and means are derived to catch the fish. Poumais passionately take the adventure as a pleasure. This young boy is creating these luring baits for small river fish. The foaming stream that rushes down the hills not only feed the wet paddy fields but also provide refuge to a variety of freshwater fish. The fortune of these young boys will tell the evening cuisine of the family's supper. So boys, good luck and take care. When September sets in, it's a different scene in the Poumais fields. The crops are quickly getting ripe. Poumais use different methods to protect the crops from the pestering birds. Here, this Poumai boy is shooing away the birds by either shouting or clapping. Scarecrows have to be smart and scary. Smoke is also another measure to limit the birds from damaging the crops. The smoky hut is just a reminder to the birds that the owner is around the corner. Usually the birds intrude the fields in the morning and evening. Extra patrolling is asked for. Poumais will have to be alert for some days till the harvest is done. To limit the birds further, Poumais set traps in the fields and its surroundings. This pastime activity is also a means to guard their ripening fields. The number of birds caught would definitely save some precious years of crops. The caught birds are either used for food or kept as pets. In the Poumai villages, Peivaju marks the arrival of a harvest season. It is a day reserved exclusively for community work in making and clearing footpaths that lead to the paddy fields. All able male members, young and old, render the services wholeheartedly. Autumn is a season of abundance. The fruit-bearing trees in the Poumai villages are bending with mellowed fruits. There is enough for everyone to enjoy. The Poumai children judiciously use the fruits and never indulge in wasting it. Once again, the children are having a good time with the gifts of nature. Every Poumai family owns a paddy field or two for sustenance. The blue vandas and cosmos are in full bloom. It's time for the Poumais to reap the paddy fields. The gleaned grains are filled into the sacks and tied it with utmost care. Poumai believed that if the paddy grains are spilled while carrying, the family would become poor. Months of hard work, sweat, and toil have been rewarded. Poumais, while filling and drawing out the paddy from the burns, it is done with utmost reverence. Down the generation, this system of storing paddy has proved to be the most effective storage. Poumai burns are stored, preserved, maintained, and season the paddy for a very long period of time. It's no wonder then as to why the Poumai treats the burn sacred. The rhythm of Poumai's life suddenly takes a different note from hard works to relaxation. Now, Poumais are in lighter mood and take much pleasure in buffalo fights. The buffalo is let out to be sacrificed at the altar of the ritualistic ceremony. Poumais execute the sacrificial animal in this manner only on auspicious occasion, and the meat is either served or distributed to all the villagers. Poumais consider the head of such animal as the most valuable decorative piece. It is the duty of Poumai mother to get into the burn. She, being the home caretaker, is responsible for accounting of all the precious commodities. Poumais regard making rice beer regularly at home as a prestige. Home-brewed rice beer is a common drink for the Poumais. Erection of a monolith in one's honor is a cherished dream of every Poumai couple in their lifetime. To accomplish such a dream calls for collective efforts of the villagers, generous giving of food and drinks. Such standing monoliths are the standing signature of unity, integrity, and generosity of Poumai villagers. The advent of Christianity in Poumai's life began as early as 1940s. Today, about 97% of Poumais are Christian.
In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
The new faith is beginning to take a deep root and would certainly mold the Poumai's approach in every way of living. Poumai start a new calendar year with the celebration of Thona festival, which falls in the early part of January. The best part of the celebration is the glorious whooping by the man fox. All men are encouraged to partake, as the local myth has it that whosoever joined in the whooping will have sound health, good fortune, and long life. Ultimately, it gives new hopes, new dreams, and new destinies, and so on and on and on in the beautiful Poumai's way of life.